allow me to share with us 3 principles that I put to us, that if you are in this kind of a scenario, or if you are living with somebody who is this kind of a scenario, how do you look at them using Jesus' perspective, Jesus' view? Now, my first principle is accept the Lord Jesus Christ. Accept the Lord Jesus Christ. Number 2 is self-care. Self-care. And number 3 is forgive and forgive again. So we are talking about accepting the Lord Jesus Christ. When you accept the Lord Jesus Christ, you are able to associate with him. You are able to look at yourself as a special person. You are able to see yourself beyond the status. You are able to see yourself beyond the love that has failed. You are able to experience the love of God. So my first proposal to anyone who is in this scenario is accept the Lord Jesus Christ, so that you secure your identity with the Lord Jesus. Secure your identity with the Lord Jesus Christ. Any other place can fail. Any other love can fail. But this love of Jesus Christ will never fail. So I recommend to us that we accept the Lord Jesus Christ, so that whatever happens, even when love fails, because you could be having a very stable marriage today, but something just happens tomorrow. You wake up one day and you actually do not have a marriage. Why? Because you have just discovered that your wife maybe has been moving around with the boss. Or you wake up one day and discover that your husband has 3, 4, 5 children with some other women. Of course, you are expecting to forgive, but it is not you are expecting to move on, but it is not every time that that happens. There are times that will happen and marriage is lost. So how do you find your place in God? Accept the Lord Jesus Christ. My second proposal to you is self-care. Care for yourself. And I know I've had a lot of this. I've had a lot of this, people saying, I am okay, I'm okay. You know, somebody has just lost a marriage for whatever reason, and they are posting how okay they are. You cannot be okay. That's a fact. You cannot be okay. So my proposal to you and encouragement to you today is allow yourself to mourn, because that is a loss like any other loss. And the most interesting thing about loss of a marriage, you know, when love fails or at home, is that nobody comes to mourn with you. I mean, it so happens that when you lose someone, there will be so many people coming to mourn with you. But when a marriage is lost, instead of the community, the society coming to mourn with you, they will be pointing fingers at you. So it becomes your responsibility, therefore, my dear sister, my brother, to allow yourself to mourn. But I have a disclaimer. Do not mourn for so long. Mourn quickly. Dust yourself like the way a hen dusts itself. If you have seen what happens to the hen when it is rained on outside, it gets wet. Before it gets to the house, it shakes off, getting off the water and the dust and everything and the mud, and it now gets, you know, to the house. So for you who could be experiencing this kind of a scenario, I would encourage you that you mourn, but do not mourn for a long time. Find new friends. I know it can really be a challenge. You've been having family friends, and you've been walking around as a family, and then all of a sudden, you are single. In the first place, you will be suspected. You will be suspected by even people who have been very, very close to you. And this is true. You can talk to people who have been separated and divorced, and they'll tell you some of their family members, even family friends, actually walked out of them, especially the women. The friends who are married will be looking at you as in you are, you know, you might just sway the husband, and they come to you. That's what happens, and that's what happens a lot of times. But my encouragement to you is find new friends. If you have family friends that have issues with you, you don't have to take an issue with that. Just find new friends and identify with the new ones. Find a support group. We have a lot of groups that support. I personally know of divorce care. Look for divorce care. Look for people that are going through what you are going through, and form a group and encourage each other. Why are you doing this? You are doing this because you want to get back to your feet, and you want to love the Lord like you did. Because your love for God is not because life was okay. You love God whether things are okay or things are not okay. Redefine yourself. Redefine yourself. You'll always find that there is this one thing that you used to do as a family. Maybe you on Sundays, you under this routine of after church, you go with your children to a certain park, and the children pray, and then you have lunch, and then in the evening you go home. You don't cook. Maybe you have packed. You know, there is this that you used to do together, and now life has changed. So redefine yourself. You will always find something else that you can do if you are looking for it. And I want to encourage you to do that so that you are able to get back to your feet and love the Lord as you did. Eliminate fights as much as possible. Some fights are unnecessary. And you realize that the more you fight, the more you hurt yourself. I don't know whether you are like me. When you quarrel, you feel like you've quarreled yourself as well. So you reduce the fights to zero. That is, eliminate fights as much as possible. And I want to encourage the mothers especially. Mothers who are in one parent family, and the fathers of their children are of course not with you. You're not staying together. Sometimes some of the fights are unnecessary. Especially, I know Pastor Rio talked about this last Sunday, but allow me to mention it also as a single parent, or as a parent who is alone, that you don't have to fight over children. I personally don't think, unless the children are likely to be hurt or to be harmed by the other party. If they are not likely to be harmed, then my encouragement would be enable your children to visit or to have some time with the other parent. It is good for you as a parent. It is good for them as children. And I wish we had all the time. I would be able to share with you my personal story. But eliminate fights as much as possible and cooperate with the other parent. Change your attitude. It is not every person that you cannot be friends with. The fact that this did not work out, the fact that love failed here does not necessarily mean that love will fail in another place and another place. You are individuals, and it is possible that you can find somebody that you can work along with. So allow yourself to overcome some of those attitude where you're feeling like every man is evil. You know, every woman is evil. It is not every man that is evil. It's not every woman that is evil. Even the person that love failed with is also not evil, only that something happened and you could not be able to continue together and become a better parent. Please look out to be a better parent.